From saying goodbye in the Flash Season 7 finale for good, to making a comeback with a bunch of other Arrowverse characters, it seems like the Flash Season 9's villain might be bringing back a familiar face.
Three, two, one. Down!
And that's none other than Cisco. That's right, y'all. Now, I'm not sure if Carlos Valdez will be one of the Arrowverse actors guest starring in the final season, because honestly, they haven't been so clear about it either. It seems they're cooking up a great surprise after all. Having said that, you gotta admit, Cisco is definitely the biggest character we're missing on the show right now. And since this is the last chapter in Barry's superhero journey, or even the Arrowverse itself, the Flash is finally bringing back a bunch of key characters we've missed over the past few seasons. Honestly, that's probably what every fan has been waiting for anyway. Expect to see some of your favorites like Diggle, Green Arrow, Reverse Flash, and even Zoom. And these are just a few of them, because trust me when I say this, the list's pretty long for this one. So it's obvious that Cisco's return pretty much made it to the top of the list anyway. Having said that, fans are still trying to figure out whether they're gonna see the original Team Flash member for any of the remaining episodes. As for Valdez, he's neither accepted nor denied any comeback rumors, so a cameo wouldn't be a big surprise after all. But which villain is bringing back the classic character? Well, you gotta thank Bloodwork for that. They couldn't have your favorite character come back for nothing, right?
I am the world's salvation. Soon, the entire world will embrace.
If he's coming back to Central City one more time, they might as well make it worth it. So, as you binge watch the final season, around episode 9, you're gonna see Bloodwork enter along with Wally, Diggle, and Oliver. Now, in the story, you saw him in Argus custody right before he escaped from prison, leaving fans with a classic cliffhanger. And that's exactly where Cisco comes in. Since he's working for Argus, a comeback right now would make perfect sense. Not to mention the fact that the Arrowverse comic, Earth Prime, has him joining hands with Argus to stop Bloodwork's escape. Sure, he's not really a superhero anymore, but that doesn't mean he can't put an end to this. I wouldn't be too surprised if they end up sending him to help out Star Labs to track the villain to see what he's up to. And there's another character who'd support this theory. Diggle already works for Argus, so it's pretty plausible that the organization sends in two of its best people on this mission, Diggle and Cisco. But that's not even the end of it. It turns out that Cisco's comeback might not be just for the sake of nostalgia. If anything, he might help fix a Season 9 problem. Yet, I'm talking about the introduction of Keone. To try and create this new character for Danielle Panabaker, the Arrowverse killed Caitlin Snow. Or at least that's what they made the fans believe. And within one episode, her fate was no longer a mystery for Team Flash, who then accepted it too, agreeing not to resurrect her. And let's not forget how long Caitlin stuck around. But do you really think they mourned enough? Especially when you compare it with Killer Frost? Either it was an underwhelming attitude, or maybe they haven't really moved on from her yet. So if Cisco decides to make a comeback, gear up to revisit the Caitlin dilemma once again. And who knows, maybe his return is what's gonna spark that emotional response to her death after all. But after all that, it really makes you think why the character left in the first place. Well, Valdez needed a break to focus on his mental health. In fact, that was the entire reason behind leaving the show. And I gotta be honest with you, Cisco's exit was quite the shocker for fans. Not to mention, the Season 7 finale made it a lot more difficult to get over when he solves the one last case. Ever since then, the character officially became the Director of Technology and Science for Argus, and lives in Star City. Plus, you should be grateful he even stuck around till Season 7, because he had been thinking about leaving ever since Season 4. So, when his contract finally ended, he didn't bother signing again because he wanted to explore other acting careers instead. With that said, let's take a look at a bunch of other characters you might see in the last season. For starters,
hello, Flash. I heard you coming from a mile away.
Hartley,
Pied Piper might be jumping in from season 6. Throwback to when the Flash was way too powerful for his villains. I mean, back in season 1, I bet y'all remember how he'd use his command over sonic frequencies to threaten Team Flash. Fast forward to a bunch of multiversal phenomena, and he quickly became an ally instead. But he's been missing from the picture ever since season 6. That was right until the first trailer for season 9, where fans saw a sneak peek of their favorite character. If anything, there's a lot of hype for his comeback right now. Speaking of comebacks, there's another character coming in, and she's sparking a lot of rumors. Batwoman might be coming in as the Batman villain, Red Death. Well, fans are speculating on every theory they can find right now. Javicia Leslie played Ryan Wilder, the classic Batwoman, in the second and third seasons of Batwoman, but that was right until the show was eventually canceled. Now, no one's really sure if she's coming back in her original character, along with her evil speedster counterpart, but let me tell you, if Red Death is coming back, that's probably gonna flip the season's potential storyline completely. That said, guess who's coming back for one last ride with his old friend? Green Arrow. It turns out Oliver Queen is making an epic comeback to the Arrowverse one last time, not to mention how he's been a major reason behind DC's television success, thanks to all the spin-offs, crossovers, and a bunch of other unrelated series that featured DC's lesser-known comic book characters. Now, the last time fans saw him was right after the Crisis, as the series practically rewrote reality by going over the boundaries of mortal death. And even though it seemed like Steven was done with the Arrowverse right after Oliver's death, it's time for a comeback in the season finale. Having said that, there are a bunch of rumors and fan theories surrounding his return. I mean, his character died, so it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how they're gonna work around that. Maybe he'll come back through flashbacks or some kind of alternate universe. What about a rebirth of Green Arrow? There are a bunch of theories going around, but only time will tell which one of them works out perfectly for the season finale. But one thing's for sure, his presence implies the end of the Arrowverse once and for all. And think about it, this sort of completes the loop as they bring back the hero who started it all in the first place. And with a bunch of other characters coming back for a special appearance, there's a lot of hype because fans are excited to see how this turns out. Not to mention, Cisco's return could really shape the season finale. Until then, this was everything you needed to know about how the Flash Season 9's villain is gonna bring back Cisco.